Hi folks, this is Tony for aminutetomidnight.com with a short video update. I've tried to tell people for so long about the Hegelian dialectic and how both sides of the political spectrum are basically controlled by the same entities above them. And I want to just focus on one aspect of that in this video, and that is Blackrock and Blackstone. Firstly, I'll take you to an article at harbingersdaily.com, and this article was titled "The Ramifications of Blackstone and the WEF Purchasing Our Genetic Information," and it was written by David Bowen, published July 25th, 2024. There's been some recent talk about Blackstone buying Ancestry.com for $4.7 billion. The concern with this news is that Blackstone now has access to millions of people's DNA. Let's discuss two issues here. First, this sale is not new. It happened in December 2020. So why is this coming up now? Well, we'll look at that in a minute. People may not realize the history of Blackstone Incorporated. An obvious question to ask is, does it have any connection to the World Economic Forum? If so, what kind of connection? Here's the real concern behind those two questions. Does this purchase of millions of digital records of people's DNA have the ability to be connected to the 2030 agenda of the World Economic Forum? The answer is yes. Stay with me and let me walk you through this history and the connection. So I'm going to skip down quite a bit and not cover so much the acquisition of Ancestry.com. But what I want to do is just go a little bit to the history of Blackrock and Blackstone. Blackstone, the entity which purchased Ancestry.com, is involved in real estate, credit infrastructure, hedge funds and insurance. As of May 2024, Blackstone manages more than $1 trillion in total assets, making it one of the largest investment firms globally. Now let's answer the question, does Blackstone Incorporated have any connection to the World Economic Forum? To find out, we have to look at its history. So I'm still reading from Bowen's article here. Blackstone and Blackrock are separate entities. However, in 1988, Blackrock originally started under the umbrella of Blackstone. Blackstone, which now owns Ancestry.com, was co-founded by Peter Peterson and Stephen Schwarzman. Originally, the two were colleagues at Lehman Brothers, where they founded their own company. They decided on a name that blended their surnames. Schwartz is German for black, and Peterson comes from the Greek for stone. On the other hand, Blackrock was founded by Larry Fink, who used to be associated with Blackstone, as Schwarzman and Fink worked together for 5 years from 1988 to 1994. In 1994, when Fink decided to branch out on his own, he needed a new name for his asset management company, and Stephen Schwarzman, the co-founder of Blackstone, suggested having a family name keeping the word black in it. Thus, Blackrock is birthed from Blackstone. Today, both firms have a significant role in the financial AUM, or assets under management, industry. Blackstone manages over $368 billion in assets, and Blackrock, the largest asset manager globally, manages $5.4 trillion. Both companies have a present and firm connection to the World Economic Forum. Blackrock's connection to the World Economic Forum comes from their CEO, Larry Fink, who sits on its board of trustees. At the 2022 annual meeting in Davos, Blackrock signed an agreement to promote gender lens investing. Gender lens means they will focus on investing in companies that specifically have a higher representation of women on their boards and in senior management positions. This agreement ties into the World Economic Forum's society and equality agenda. The year after, in 2023, Fink spoke at the annual meeting in Davos, this time focusing on the World Economic Forum's ESG agenda. ESG stands for Environment, Social and Government, which is the beginning of a social credit score. When the central bank digital currency system, CBDC, is implemented, one's social credit score will eventually dictate how much funds you have access and how you may spend those funds. Your social credit score will revolve around how much you follow the guidelines put in place by the powers that be. You will be scored on how you live. And for example, if you drive a car, you decide to forego an automobile for riding a bike or public transportation. Do you eat meat? Or have you decided to forego meat, and have you embraced a diet of plant-based foods? It will all come down to how well you jump through their hoops. Getting back to Blackstone's purchase of Ancestry.com, does this purchase of millions of digital records of people's DNA have the ability to be connected to the agenda of the World Economic Forum? The answer is yes. Blackstone CEO Stephen Schwarzman is a member of the International Business Council of the World Economic Forum and now owns Ancestry.com. As a board member, he is critical in fulfilling the World Economic Forum's global agenda. Through its partnership with the World Bank, the United Nations, and businesses like BlackRock and Blackstone, the World Economic Forum now has access to billions of DNA records. This means it has the means to control the world's finances, credit scores, housing, food production, healthcare, gender equality and education, all to fulfill its 17 areas of 2030 agenda for sustainable development. Once again, another piece of the puzzle has been put in place as the world heads towards establishing a future one-world antichrist system. The good news is Jesus also has a plan, and his plan for the future will not be stopped. When it comes to the political arena, Wall Street has a huge influence on the candidates in both parties in the US. Now, here's an article that is on Microsoft MSN.com, and it's titled "Bitcoin Lover Larry Fink is Donald Trump's pick for US Treasury Secretary." Now, Trump has since denied anything. He never said that. But regardless of whether Trump thinks Larry Fink of BlackRock should be his Treasury Secretary or not, there's some other interesting things in this article which I want to cover. This partnership goes back to when BlackRock managed Trump's investment portfolio. Trump once invested in BlackRock Obsidian Fund. During his presidency, Trump invited a group of CEOs, including Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan, to the White House. Trump immediately pointed out Larry's presence, though, saying, "Larry did a great job for me. He managed a lot of my money. I have to tell you, he got me great returns." Larry, despite his focus on ESG, environmental, social governance investing, was appointed to Trump's Business Advisory Council. ESGs don't really align with Trump's Republican beliefs, even if the presence of J.D. Vance might soften them. Larry Fink is the founder and CEO of the world's largest asset manager. Over the past couple of decades, the man has proven himself to be one of the greatest investors of our time. His latest escape has been crypto, Bitcoin to be precise. So Larry Fink is tied in a lot with Bitcoin. I won't go into details on that, but that should be important to note, that somebody that's in favour of central bank digital currencies is also aligning himself with cryptocurrencies. I'm sure all of you are well and truly familiar with the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab, but do you realise that there is a board of trustees that is made up of outstanding leaders from business, politics, academia and civil society? These are the members of the board at the World Economic Forum, and one of those you will see is Larry Fink, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Blackrock. So that's the Blackrock connection there. Well, we've seen how Donald Trump praised Larry Fink previously, and Fink has been a long-time Democrat supporter, and many Blackrock representatives and former representatives have been part of the Biden administration. The world's largest investment manager, BlackRock, has become an increasingly influential Wall Street player in Washington, D.C., as opposed to child for the revolving door between finance and politics, according to Business Insider. Biden's bringing its top brass to his administration. This is a while ago. BlackRock's Tom Dinillion, a former Carter, Clinton and Obama administration official, and other BlackRock officials, past or present, who are joining the Biden administration, this is from a while ago obviously, include Wally Adeyemo and longtime Democrat Larry Fink, who will be one of the most important leaders in the Treasury Department, and Michael Pyle is the top economic advisor to Vice President Kamala Harris. So, as I say, this is from some time ago. But the big money backing Kamala Harris, some of the biggest names from Wall Street backing her: George and Alex Soros, Evercore founder Roger Altman, Centerview Partners co-founder Blair Efron, and BlackRock co-founder Ralph Schlosstein. Vice President Harris has these people's support. Schlosstein told the Financial Times that he supports Harris because he thought she could execute a vigorous campaign against Donald Trump, who he sees as a genuine threat to democracy. Okay, so there we have Larry Fink from BlackRock. How about Blackstone CEO Steve Schwarzman? Well, he's announced that he will back Donald Trump. Blackstone CEO Steve Schwarzman announced on Friday, this is back in May, that he will back Donald Trump in the 2024 election, giving the former president the support of one of the biggest names on Wall Street. Stephen Schwarzman is the billionaire co-founder and chair of the world's largest private equity firm, that's Blackstone, and a GOP mega donor. So what do we know about Steve Schwarzman? Well, we know that he backed Donald Trump in his previous term as president, but then he distanced himself from Trump after the January 6th thing in 2020. But now he's back there supporting Trump. Steve Schwarzman is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations, the Business Council, the Business Roundtable, and the International Business Council of the World Economic Forum. Blackstone's CEO Steve Schwarzman is one of the most powerful figures on Wall Street, who is worth $12.7 billion, and he shelled out $250,000 for Trump's inauguration in 2016, by the way. Blackstone is America's largest landlord, with hundreds of thousands of properties under their management, and Steve Schwarzman is Wall Street's highest paid CEO. Billionaire Blackstone CEO opens the investing floodgates. What investors should know. This is Yahoo Finance from July 24th, 2024. I'm not reading much of the article. I'm just going to take you down the bottom where the money is going next. Schwarzman compared artificial intelligence to the invention of the light bulb and the creation of the power grid. He called attention to the fact that upward of $1 trillion may be spent over the next 5 years to fire up data centers in the United States and another $1 trillion globally. Blackstone says it will be the world's most significant financial investor in AI infrastructure. It currently has $55 billion in data centers under construction and another $70 billion in the pipeline. So you have there a very obvious marker that Schwarzman and Blackstone are involved in the digital world, digital IDs probably, as well as AI and no doubt central bank digital currencies too. So folks, there you have it. You have BlackRock, the largest money management firm in the world with more than 10 trillion in assets under their management, and Larry Fink, whose personal net worth was estimated at 1.2 billion according to Forbes, who sits on the boards of the Council of Foreign Relations and the World Economic Forum. You have them backing the Democrats, though we've seen how Trump has previously praised Larry Fink. Or you have Blackstone, which as of May 2024 has more than $1 trillion in total assets under their management, making it the largest alternative investment firm in the world and America's largest landlord. And you have Steve Schwarzman, their CEO, with a personal net worth of $39 billion as of April 2024, according to Forbes. You have him backing the Republicans and Donald Trump. So folks, this is classic Hegelian dialectic. Does it get any more obvious than this? Two heads of the same bird, the same phoenix. This is the reality of American politics, but not just American politics. This is the world over. And there are no doubt people above both of these guys, Fink and Schwarzman, who give them their orders too. So folks, you can cast your vote wherever you want, but you need to realise that whoever you vote for, they are beholden to Wall Street and the big firms, investment firms on Wall Street. And of course, they are controlled by people even above them that we don't necessarily see. And this is all moving in one direction, which will take us one way or another towards global government, going the left route there or the right route there, but that's where it's taking us. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video. God bless, and don't forget to subscribe to us at aminutetomidnight.com, and also we do run A Minute to Midnight 100% by donations. See you again in a few days with another video.